The PS5 has been in high demand ever since its release, and it's for good reason. Everyone lucky enough to own one can attest to how beautiful games on this console look.
I refuse to be upstaged a second time, my friend!
And this list will only get longer. So today on Game Rant, we're going over the top 7 best looking PS5 games. Starting at number 7 is a recent release, Allan Wake 2. There's something to be said about a game that relies on artistic direction rather than technical excellence to visually entice players. This is why Allan Wake 2 was loved by so many. Following up on the twisted tale told in the first game, this title ups the ante with better graphics and an even more mind-bending story. The lighting makes this feel like you're living through a horror movie, and ray tracing only enhances that experience. Thanks to this title, Remedy seems to be on everyone's radar, and I for one cannot wait to see what else they have in store. Next, at 6, is Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac Games managed to do it again. Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4 was hands down the greatest game featuring our beloved webhead. But this title might take the mantle. Web-slinging through the concrete jungle of New York has never been more fun. And what makes things even better is that you get to control 2 Spideys this time, Peter and Miles. This does wonders for the story, allowing us to delve into 2 unique tales that are still connected. It's good to know that Spider-Man 2 lives up to the expectations that fans everywhere set for it. At number 5 is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Now this game already looked great on PS4, but no expense was spared with this next-gen update for the PS5. The attention to detail is immaculate, even when it comes to the little things like the hairs on Geralt's face. Add that with the superb voice acting performances, accompanied with solid gameplay and an incredible story, and you've got something truly immersive. At number 4, we have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is the title that many were eagerly waiting for. It's the next chapter of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and like its predecessor, it does not disappoint. This game looks mind-blowing. The overworld and character models truly takes advantage of the PS5's powerful hardware, and it still manages to take it up a notch with some of the most mesmerizing cutscenes in gaming. Fights are smooth, and for those who played the original Final Fantasy VII, this game and its predecessor add so much extra lore and content that they pretty much feel like their own thing. Following that at 3 is Demon's Souls. Originally for the PS3, this game is another on this list that got the new gen treatment, but unlike The Witcher 3, Demon's Souls was completely remade for the console. The story remains the same. You're a hero who must save the innocent people of your land from the darkness brought on by a tyrannical leader. However, with the newly added cinematic and performance modes, you can now experience the game in 4K. The quality of the dark scenes were even maximized to really go in on the terror factor, making this an experience that any Souls-like fan would want to sink their teeth into. Moving from one remake to another, next up at 2 is Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now Resident Evil 4 is known as one of the scariest games of all time, so fans had pretty high expectations when its remake was announced. Luckily, after its release, it managed to deliver on every front. It perfectly updates the dreary and terrifying environment for modern day players. The story has also been altered to give it more of a horror focus. Along with that, characters like Ashley and Leon were further fleshed out. With all these additions, Resident Evil 4 Remake provides an unforgettable experience, even for those familiar with the original title. And last, we have quite possibly the best game to come out in recent years, God of War Ragnarok. To say Santa Monica cooked with this one would be an understatement. This game somehow improves the already remarkable experience we got in God of War. The combat? 10 out of 10. The visuals? 10 out of freaking 10. And the story? I have no words. It's just too good. It expertly follows up on the events of its predecessor and gives a flawless close to Kratos' redemption arc. And with the free Valhalla DLC, there's even more content for you to dive into. But that is all for the best looking PS5 games out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again next time.